Hello everyone. Today we're going head-to-head cookie battle. Who reigns supreme? We've got on this hand cookie box mix. This hand homemade cookies. But before we can get to the taste test, we gotta go back in time and make these cookies. We ready? Here's the box mix. We got this one. Boop. I made these from scratch, so I have nothing to show you for the other ones. But let's go back in time.
Welcome in to the Ultimate Cookie Showdown. We're putting a beloved kitchen classic up against a country music superstar's sweet secret. That's right. It's homemade chocolate chip cookies against the Dolly Parton chocolate chip cookie mix. Let's go. Starting our homemade contender. So, these are our homemade chocolate chip cookie recipe. It is the recipe from the back of the chocolate chips, specifically Nestle Toll House chocolate chips. It's a classic recipe, demands maybe a little bit more time, a touch of technique, and a little bit more cleanup. Now, facing off, we've got Dolly Parton's chocolate chip cookie mix. Look at that. You only need the cookie mix and 2 more ingredients. A little bit less prep, a little bit less ingredients, maybe the same amount of time to make our homemade recipe. You will need 1 cup or 226 grams of room temperature butter, 3/4 of a cup or 149 grams of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup or 160 grams of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of vanilla or vanilla paste, 2 large eggs, 2 1/4 cup or 270 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon or 6 grams of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of salt. It's important. You will also need at least 1 cup or 170 grams of chocolate chips, chocolate chunks, or a combination of both. This time around, we will be using a combination of both, just to even the playing field. To get the homemade cookies started, we're gonna cream together our butter and sugars until light and fluffy. Then, mix in the vanilla and the eggs one at a time until everything comes together. Next, we're going to slowly incorporate our dry ingredients. Do this in 2 to 3 parts. You'll know when to add the next part when you can't see any more flour remaining in the mix. Finally, we're going to add in our chocolate chips, chocolate chunks, or the combination thereof. Again, today we are using both chocolate chips and chocolate chunks. Now, let's head over to the box mix. This one's a little bit more simple. Step 1, dump the mixture into the bowl. Step 2, add in the softened butter and an egg, and make sure you stir until everything is combined. Ideally, this should take less than 5 minutes. However, it might take a little bit longer depending on your butter. Now, in comparison, definitely faster than the homemade version. Who will taste better in the end? Let's find out. Now that we have 2 different doughs, we're going to shape the cookies. To do this, we're going to take 1 to 2 tablespoon sized balls. Today, we're going with about 2 tablespoons. We're going to take that size of dough and roll it into a ball and place it onto our prepared cookie sheet. If there's a little extra that doesn't quite make it into the dough, into the finished product, that's okay. That's for chef tasting. To the oven. Preheat our oven to 375 degrees. Now that we've shaped both sets of cookies, place them into the fridge while our ovens preheat. For our homemade cookies, we're going to bake them at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for anywhere between 9 to 11 minutes. For our box mix, we are going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees for a little bit longer for 12 to 14 minutes. A quick note, the homemade cookie dough is just a little bit more flavorful. You can really taste the butter, the brown sugar, and the vanilla. The box mix dough is a little bit more subtle. You can definitely taste the brown sugar substitute, which kind of tastes like imitation toffee. And unfortunately, the chocolate isn't quite as flavorful as the chocolate we chose for our cookie mix. Will this affect the outcome of the final cookies? We will see. So, who takes the crown?
It's time to taste test. These are the box cookie mix. Here's the box. They almost look alike. They're cheating and they definitely put extra chocolate on the box. Will say though, side note, this box right here in my hand says that it makes 14 big cookies or 24 regular size cookies. This is what they consider a big cookie. You know how many I made with this box mix? 8. 8 and a teeny weeny bit that I sampled to test. You gotta taste test the dough, obviously. So you can smell, it smells like I don't know, kind of like toffee that you can buy. All right, are we ready? Here's the break. That's a pretty clean break. It's very poofy on the inside. There's a decent amount of chocolate. It smells like a cookie. Kind of smells like the classic grocery store cookie. Tastes like a grocery store cookie. I wasn't expecting that, but it really does. It's not a bad thing. Is it a little bit more of a faff to get your own ingredients? A little bit. But these are great in a pinch. If you like milk chocolate, these are it. I wouldn't necessarily say that these are chocolate chips and chunks, because you can see they're mostly just chips. I think they're just two different styles of chip. But that being said, we gotta figure out which one's better, right? This was a box mix. This is a homemade cookie. It's a little bit flat. I'll tell you why in a second. This is a homemade cookie. They came out a little bit flat because I just baked all of these. Like I baked the box cookies and then I baked my homemade cookies. I didn't actually chill the dough before I put it into the oven. So because of that, they just kind of flattened. However, some people really like flat cookies. I don't care. These have chocolate chips, and I also put some chunks of chocolate bar. They smell like cookie, so good there. Give them a try. They definitely have more chew and more depth of flavor. 100%, which is, I mean, to be expected because there's a little bit more nuance of what goes into it. But you can really taste the butter, and you can definitely taste the brown sugar and the vanilla in it. Really taste the chocolate. So if you really want good tasting chocolate chip cookies that really focus on the chocolate and give you a good chew, check out these. They're really good. If you want a standard cookie, you're in a pinch, you gotta make it quick. I would just go get refrigerated dough if you're really in a pinch. But I have met people in my life that really like that grocery store chocolate chip cookie flavor. That's what this is. Like, there's no dissing at all, but like, they bake up flatter. Again, it's because I didn't refrigerate my dough. If you want thicker cookies, stay tuned and I'll go over this holiday season. We'll go over how to make your cookies chunky, but not today. So yeah, if I had to give these ratings, because I do, because that's how we do this. Box cookies, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, because they're good. They taste like chocolate. Unfortunately, it's all milk chocolate, so it's very one-dimensional. It is what it is. My chocolate chip cookies, I'm gonna give them a 8 out of 10. Not just because they're mine, obviously, but because they just have more flavor, so you can really taste the ingredients. And also you can choose the type of chocolate chips you put in it. So I put semi-sweet chocolate chips and then some milk chocolate chunks because of all the taste testing videos I've been doing of chocolate. They went in here. Yeah, what would you choose? Which one do you think is better? I know you can't try them, but you let me know in the comments. Are there any other taste tests that you want me to do? Are there baked goods that you want me to try that you have always wanted to try? Also let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later. I gotta go eat these cookies. Go Cookie Monster.